Getting sweaty. Okay, all right. So, never use power tools. Do not use power tools. You could strip things out. It is dangerous. With that being said, I'm going to use the power tool because I know what I'm doing. And I've got a tightness gauge right here, so it won't get too tight. It's just and they say do not use magnetic screwdrivers. Well, yeah, no, you go ahead. I use them all the time. I mean, don't lay it on top of them. You don't want to lay it on top of the hard drive or anything when it's got data. That's probably smart, but you know, just to use it a little bit. It's so convenient to be able to put your screw right there on the end and set it aside. That way you can put it in place. So what I do is I put it in place. I get it lined up with the holes back there, and because there's a little bit of spring action with the little plate, what I do is let me put this down real quick. Okay. Take that out. What I find is let me get an angle here. Right about here. So you're pushing it down this way, and I put an anchor screw right about there. Okay. So what I do is I hold it tight against the spring case here, the little plate, and I just gently, so you don't just crank it on, and I just give it a little extra tap, and I do that 5 more times. There's 5 more screws. Okay. What we do with the leftovers, put it back into the bag. Alright. Alright, so screw number 2, put it right there. Alright. Screw number 3, put it right there. Screw number 4, right there. Number 5. And the last and final screw number 6. Okay. Bam. It's done. Okay, so these other sets of screws can go over here. See, right here. So, very sturdy, not going anywhere. Right there. Looks great. You can see everything. All the tabs are not in any of the holes. That's very important. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a break. Okay, we're back. So now I guess would be my idea. Would be time to go ahead and put the hard drive in. Might as well get it mounted. Okay, open it up, take it out of its case. Now, some people would say that you would need a static, static wrist strap when dealing with these. I've frankly, in 25 years, never sparked anything, but I am always constantly touching the case. So, if you're worried about it, just touch the case, touch the metal. Don't unnecessarily touch any of the circuits. It's not, for one, the grease isn't good for the connections. So, I mean, if you do, you do. It's probably not going to be a problem, but, listen. I just don't believe. I mean, some people maybe need it. I don't know, but I've never seen a need for it ever. That's just me. Do as you will. It's fine with me. I don't care. I just know that I don't do it. I'm not going to start either. So you basically put this hard drive in a slot. It fits in there, and you'll find that these two of the screws, and I always face them up so I can see what they are, but I've heard not to put them in upside down. This sits like that, but I honestly, I don't think it makes a difference upside down. But you do have dust that lies on it, and I suppose that you'd rather have dust over this surface than dust over that, but dust gets everywhere, and we'll talk later about how to keep it clean and running for years and years and years. I still have systems out there that I built in 2000 that people are still using. I frankly don't know why, but that's fine. But they're still working. So, all right. So we put that in there, and then there's the screws that I use are. They look like they got 6 heads. They look like you could put a 1/4-inch socket on them. So they look hexagonal. Yeah. So those are the ones I use, and I go ahead and I put 4 if I can put 4. Does it need more than 1? Probably not. But again, I'm using a magnetic. Magnetized bit, and I'm using screw gun. Yeah, those are no-nos. Don't do it. With that being said, I always do it, but you probably shouldn't, because I know what I'm doing. Look, mister, I know what I'm doing. Okay. So. That's one. And I always start the thread with my hand, if I can. Sometimes you can't reach it. Alright. Did you hear it go? Just like that? That's because I have the depth set just where it'll be just tight enough. Okay. That was screw number 2. Here's 3 and 4. So that's over with for now. Okay. So this is the other side. Goes right in. You hear that? That's not making it tighter. It's got to the point where it's tight enough, and it won't go any tighter. I'm not, crossing the threads or anything. It's just fine. You got these little dangly things all over. I think this is for the front fan, so we will plug this in. So this has the front and rear fans. The fan in the power supply and the fan in the front. Just means it moves more dirt. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Okay, so the hard drive is mounted. Alright, so let's go to the front. So what I generally do for the ones I build, because the hole inside, there's a metal, there's a hole. So like if I go right here, watch. Hello. And I just put this in the box. You see this little hole right in here, right here. See this metal? I would have to take this metal out to make use of this hole. So what I do is I just put the single drive. I've not seen a need in years and years for having more than one DVD drive. Transferring stuff, usually you can transfer it to the hard drive. And I'm like, okay, this has this special side connector. As you can see, it's got a special connector on the side. It pops out. I have one over here now. So that's got these little pins. Alright. You just mount this right inside. Okay. And you just make it flush across, and it happens to line up right there. But you have this little snap fit device here. It goes in and it's mounted. But with that being said, I will probably put screws in. Probably put screws in this side. Alright, so this grabs the little ones that look like it's got a ring around the place where the Phillips head is. It looks like it's got a ring. This is a finer thread than the other one. CD-ROMs use a fine thread. Hard drives and cases and sometimes the mounting pins will be small thread, and sometimes they'll be big. You just have to look what comes with the case. But I'll put this one here. There, just tight enough. And now the finer threads, you do have to be especially more careful with the screw gun. There. Go slower. Just back off a little bit, and you won't strip anything. So, all right. Okay. Okay. The spaghetti noodles. We'll hook that up in a minute. Okay. So we've got that connector there, and honestly, I'm not big on these little fancy little connectors. So I'm going to go ahead and put a screw here. And another screw here, and we're done. Okay, so what do we do with the extra screws? Well, we put them in the baggie. Okay. Oh heavens, I wish that texting would stop. Okay. Let's put a pause on this.